He's too kind.
All right, so that's it at 5 o'clock. Thank you for watching. Thank you for streaming on Fox Local, but don't go anywhere.
We've got more news next. Fox 29 News at 6 starts now.
After nearly 30 years, the historic SS United States is leaving Philadelphia. We take you to the emotional departure that brought together hundreds of admirers along the Delaware River.
How to get first-time home buyers into units in the city of Philadelphia. Mayor Parker has made a big pledge.
A storm brewing in the south will stay off the coast. We are just spectators, but the deep freeze continues until we catch a break this weekend. The news at 6 o'clock starts now.
Right now, after 30 years in Philadelphia, the SS United States is finally on the move out of South Philly and speeding down the Delaware River. Sky Fox live over the historic ship right now on its journey, doing as so many do, and retiring to Florida.
What a majestic shot. Look at this with the sunset and everything in the background. You can see the ship moving down the river as we speak right now near Fort Delaware off the coast of Delaware City. For the first time, it's been on the open water in decades. Wow, what a shot here, too, in daylight. This is the amazing sight going under the Walt Whitman Bridge earlier this afternoon. Her funnels seeming to just clear the deck of the bridge.
Yeah, tight one. Tight squeeze. This is the Fox 29 News at 6. I'm Sheba Russell.
And I'm Jason Martinez. Kind of an end of an era for Philadelphia in some ways. This final voyage began this morning. The ship is on its way first to Alabama, then finally to Florida, where it'll be sunk to become part of the world's largest artificial reef.
Many people could not believe it was time to say goodbye. Some folks were sad.
Yeah.
Our Jennifer Lee has the historic moments.
It was such a mixture of emotions, breathtaking, sad, surreal, and amazing to see the SS United States gliding down the Delaware River here. And there were hundreds of people who showed up at various lookout points to get one last view of this legendary ocean liner.
It's just a thing of beauty, you know. It really is. It's a beautiful ship, and I hate to see it go.
Paul De Silva drove down from Toms River, New Jersey to witness the historic SS United States depart from Philadelphia, the very ship his father was proud to work on board more than 70 years ago.
My father was a crewman on that ship when it was, active. So he did a couple trips on that when I was just a little kid. So I got a little bit of an attachment to it,
Widely known as America's flagship, the vessel first set sail in 1952 and to this day still holds the transatlantic speed record.
It truly is a shame that she's leaving, such a great piece of history. It's American ingenuity at its finest, really.
Over 1 million passengers rode the ship during its 17-year tenure until it was taken out of service in 1969.
It's the largest ocean liner ever built entirely in the United States. So there were 3,100 American workers that put this ship together, and they used products and components and raw materials from every state in the country. There were 48 states at the time, but everybody contributed. So she's the ultimate American product.
After many twists and turns, the ocean liner set sail for its next chapter in Destin, Florida, where the ship will be sunk 20 miles offshore for its new deployment as the world's largest artificial reef.
So many people are passionate about her, and we are too. We just want to get her to Destin, Fort Walton Beach, deploy her, and then relish her just in her new life now. She would be part of a great network of reefs.
The ocean liner now sails for the next 2 weeks to Mobile, Alabama for further remediation work, as many reflect back on their own personal journeys with the SS United States.
Walk the halls that my father was in, it's just something special for me.
Fair winds and following seas.
The remediation work down in Alabama is expected to take about 6 months, so we could see the SS United States underwater as early as this fall. The Okaloosa County Tourism Director also says they're planning on building a standing museum to pay tribute to the ship's legacy and history. The Conservancy will be taking lead on that effort. In Chester, Jennifer Lee, Fox 29 News.
Hundreds of people are now allowed back in their homes after being told to evacuate due to that raging fire that happened at an Abington Township factory. The evacuation orders were lifted this morning. Water and air quality were also of concern, but officials say that tests did not detect anything dangerous. Government agencies will continue to monitor air and water conditions to make sure there's no threat to the public.
This monitoring will not stop in any shape or form for at least weeks or months from now. This is going to be a long-term operation for not only the Abington community, but the Jenkintown community and the Cheltenham Township. All three of those municipalities are impacted because, if you can imagine, all three are within that very close proximity.
Now, there's been a website established for the community with the latest information on the fire, and we've posted that website there, linked it to fox29.com.
Checking in with your Fox 29 Weather Authority. A live look in Rehoboth Beach. Yeah, it's been snowing out there for a little bit. Kathy is tracking an upside-down storm. That seems to be the theme of this winter here, Kathy.
Absolutely. And this one even farther south, Sheba. So for the Delaware Valley, we are spectators just looking at this very pretty, picturesque scene. For us, we just have some extra clouds, but the storm well to the south. Sussex County, Delaware, the southern tip of Cape May will see a little bit of snow. But for Sussex County, winter weather advisory for 1 to 2 inches of snow. It's really a Maryland, Virginia storm at this point, and you can see those snow chances highest where you see the purple. For us, we'll have a few flurries tomorrow with an upper level low pressure system. Temperatures around the region, the 20s, teens in the Poconos, still some wind out there. It feels like 18 in Philadelphia right now, 16 in Allentown, and it feels like 2 degrees above zero in the Poconos. So this evening, temperatures falling through the 20s into the teens overnight, 18 in Philadelphia, Lansdale, 15 in Allentown, the morning low 14. But those wind chills to the north and west in the single digits. In the Poconos, it feels like 2 below by tomorrow morning. Afternoon wind chills in the teens, and not a big improvement during the afternoon for your Thursday. So on our radar, still bitterly cold. Thursday flurries and a break this weekend. How did the 50s sound? I'll be back with more on that coming up later in the broadcast. We'll see you then.
Kathy, thank you. Today marks 20 years since Danielle Imbo and Richard Patrone Jr. vanished without a trace. They were last seen leaving a Philadelphia bar on South Street, headed toward Patrone's black Dodge pickup truck. A reward still stands for information leading to the couple or information leading to an arrest of whoever is responsible for their disappearance. As Philadelphia works to solve its affordable housing crisis, there's a new grant to help families buy their first home. It's part of Wells Fargo's Neighborhood Lift program and has already helped thousands of people across the country. Our Jeff Cole explains.
The $5 million will be used as grants for first-time home buyers in the city of Philadelphia. Today was Housing Day for Mayor Parker.
Beautiful, perfect. Thank you.
Smiles all around as Mayor Parker poses with a $5 million check from Wells Fargo Bank, a down payment of sorts on the mayor's pet project, affordable housing.
But you attach a $5 million substantive investment. And what is that? That is Wells Fargo. Not just talking the talk, but walking the walk.
The big check comes tied to the bank's plan to return its Neighborhood Lift program to Philadelphia, an effort to help residents buy their first homes. The $5 million will be chopped into $15,000 grants to help first-time buyers turn the key on their homes as housing prices soar and housing stock is limited.
We're all here today because we want to help hardworking people get access to home ownership, to build generational wealth, and to help the neighborhoods of Philadelphia.
Housing is high stakes for Parker. She campaigned on a pledge to build 30,000 units of affordable housing in her first term. She's since tweaked the plan to include restore and rehabilitate. Today, Parker formed an advisory group to offer ideas on streamlining housing plans through government approval. She also introduced Angela Brooks, recently of Illinois, as her new housing czar as the mayor works on her big promise.
We want a streamlined approach so we can get shovels in the ground and the workforce development and the apprentices, Ryan Boyer, trained by the building trades with the building trades.
Mayor Parker hopes to hear back from her advisory panel in just 30 days. On the Parkway, Jeff Cole, Fox 29 News.
Construction is underway for a new community center in North Philadelphia. The Reverend Leon H. Sullivan Community Impact Center is named after Philadelphia's first black mayor. And these pictures you see here are renderings of what the center will look like. It'll be located at North Broad and Venango Streets. The 27,000 square foot center will provide the community with resources for healthcare, education, and economic opportunities. It's expected to open in 2026.
An update now on a story we first brought to you on Monday. A new restaurant owner claiming harassment and bullying since setting up shop in Center City. The story has since gone viral.
And the owner says the outpouring of love from the community has been astounding. Our Greg Payne visited the restaurant today and says there's some misinformation out there.
The foot traffic at Chubby Chicks on 1111 Walnut Street was nonstop. And on the inside, mouth-watering dishes constantly leaving the kitchen.
I get the chicken and waffles, the strawberry wings.
But for Alexis Foxworth, a frequent customer of the business, this visit was a little less about the great food and more about offering additional support to the owner.
Her getting discrimination and getting all the stuff that's happening to her, harassment, I feel like that's wrong because she has a good establishment.
Earlier this week, Fox 29 spoke with Shakira Turner, the chef and owner of the black-owned establishment, who told us she has been less than welcome to the area since opening 2 months ago. She says people who live nearby provided false complaints about the business, even going as far as, she says, breaking into the business, flooding the establishment, and leaving dead rodents at the front door. The very reason many are now coming to eat, drink, and show love.
We're not going to let them run our sister out of here. She's trying to have a business, and it's not going down on our watch.
I seen on the news what was all going on. From one entrepreneur to another, it's really tough with getting our businesses started, and I thought it was super important to come down and support her.
Which now Turner is trying to support the other businesses around her, posting this video on social media, making it clear neighboring businesses have supported her all along.
Please, please, please don't harm the other businesses. Hilo Tacos, Scoop the Ville, they have nothing to do with what's going on.
Come on in and have a margarita and some tacos and get to know us.
Neighboring Hilo says it's just hoping all the businesses in the area can continue to support one another.
It's appalling that anyone is treated that way, and it was just unfortunate that all of that kind of anger got bottled up and directed kind of in the wrong direction.
All of our businesses do better when we support each other. It's not cutthroat, it's not competitive. More attention, more people coming to this block, more places for people to visit is better for all of us.
Now, the NAACP did also release a statement about this situation, saying that they stand firm in its commitment to combating bullying, harassment, and discrimination in all forms, particularly as they affect black-owned businesses. And we also did see Philadelphia Council President Kenyatta Johnson here to provide some support. Reporting here from the neighborhood, I'm Greg Payne, Fox 29 News.
Phones are locked away all day at one South Jersey school. Students now surprisingly say they don't mind.
We know it's distracting. It's probably contributing to stress and mental health challenges. And it's taking, in a school setting, it's taking too much attention away from why the kids are there in the first place.
In New Jersey, the push for phone-free schools continues. Governor Phil Murphy visited a Gloucester County school today where they implemented their own policy at the beginning of the school year.
The initiative keeps students' phones locked away until the final school bell rings. Our Kelly Rule reports.
Governor Phil Murphy says his budget proposal will include $3 million for phone-free school grants so other districts can do what the Woodbury Junior-Senior High School started at the beginning of their school year. And students I spoke with today say they're pleasantly surprised so far.
Obviously, it's a big adjustment for the entire school, but we're able to, especially as seniors, live more in the moment.
Caitlin Wink says she's fully soaking in her senior year at Woodbury High School and admits that has to do with her cell phone locked in a case.
I was really attached to my phone, and sometimes when I would feel a buzz, I would just take it out, and I wasn't even thinking about it. We weren't really too excited about it when it first came in, but when September came around and we were actually starting, it was better.
Governor Phil Murphy visited the school today to see the cell phone ban in action, about a month after proposing a statewide ban on smartphones in school classrooms. The junior-senior high school started a policy in September where students put their phones in a locked pouch the entire school day. Governor Murphy says his budget proposal will include $3 million for grants for other districts to do the same.
You've got a mental health crisis that among youth that was only exacerbated with the pandemic. If we can envision reversing that, bending that curve in the right direction, you could see huge positive impacts. Less stress, less mental health challenges, better performance academically.
We have less fights in our school. We have less cyber harassment. We have less distractions in general.
School leaders say students keep the pouch with them and can access a base, which are across the school, to unlock if they ever need to call home.
We have these on the wall, or we have these bases here in strategic locations where they unlock their phone.
Concerns about phones for emergencies have been their biggest pushback.
I know that's a very legitimate concern, particularly in this day and age when you've had so much tragedy around schools in America. But I felt like that they've really thought this through.
Today's discussion comes as a bill moves through the legislature that would have the Department of Education develop guidelines for districts to make their own policies on school cell phone use. Reporting in Woodbury, I'm Kelly Rule, Fox 29 News.
Well, a week after former Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore accepted the New Orleans Saints head coaching job, the Eagles, they already have their new OC. And guess what? He's an in-house hire. Yeah, Kevin Patullo, he's worked with the Eagles organization since 2021. He's actually been serving as the Birds passing game coordinator for the past 4 years, and then has also been the associate head coach for the past 2 seasons as well. Patullo has a lengthy career in the NFL that spans almost 2 decades. And down in Clearwater, Trey Turner at spring training, he missed a couple days there due to a personal issue. That personal issue was the birth of his child. There's been a lot made about the potential lineup changes this season, and Turner says he's not against the idea of being a leadoff hitter again.
I've always hit 1 or 2 for the most part of my career. I hit a little 3, but 1 or 2 early on, and I think it would be fun, be a little different. I've been in that 2 hole for a few years now, but kind of get back to a little bit more speed and have that aspect would be fun.
Well, yesterday reports came out that Sixers were signing Reading native and former first-round pick Lonnie Walker to a 2-year deal, much to the happiness of his hometown. And Lonnie's high school coach, Rick Perez, he actually caught up with me earlier today and expressed just a lot of pride in Lonnie's journey.
It brings me to tears, because I know what he has been through, and it is a testament in regards to what hard work means, what loyalty, character, integrity, where those things can truly propel you. And Lonnie has lived by those things.
Now, the Sixers have not yet announced that signing officially, but Walker confirmed the news on his Twitter account earlier today. We'll be right back.
To your Fox 29 Weather Authority, a live look now in Doylestown. It is cold everywhere, mid-20s in many parts. The winds seem to have died down out there, so that's the good news. Kathy has your forecast. She's tracking snow in some neighborhoods in 15 seconds.
Patriot Home Care, specializing in finding you the perfect experienced caregiver for you and your situation, providing you with as little or as much help as you need. Patriot Home Care, there when you need us most.
It's snowing in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, but the rest of the area is dry. We just have some leftover clouds from a storm that's moving up the coast. Take a look at Ultimate Doppler. We're tracking the snow. This is more of a Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland storm. We are just spectators here watching it go by, and it is pretty, though, when you look at the pictures. On Ultimate Doppler, you can see southern Delaware. That would be Rehoboth Beach, Bethany Beach, Dewey Beach, Lewis, Delaware, Georgetown, Delaware, and even the tip of Cape May seeing some snow. And that's as far north as this system is going to get. 1 to 2 inches, perhaps in Sussex County, where we had that winter weather advisory, and elsewhere, nothing. Right now, looking pretty, though. Look at the roads beginning to be snow-covered. This is new as some moderate snow falls in Rehoboth Beach, where we do anticipate a couple of inches of snow, and that advisory goes till about 1 o'clock in the morning, but that might be a little bit too late. The snow will be out of there by then. Temperatures in the 20s, 16 in the Poconos, overnight lows sinking to the teens for most of us. In the Poconos, we get down to 8 degrees. And tomorrow, as we look at those temperatures in the teens, they only peak in the 20s and perhaps plus a few afternoon flurries as a weak system moves by from the west over the Delaware Valley. So morning wind chills 12 in Philadelphia, 10 in Wilmington, 6 in Allentown, 2 below in the Poconos, and more wind will be developing tomorrow as well, about 25 to 35 mile-an-hour gusts. So you can see here are our temperatures in the morning, but it only feels like it's 9. By the afternoon, we're in the upper 20s, but it only feels like it is in the teens. So here we go again. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast from the Weather Authority. Blustery Thursday with a few flurries possible. So don't be surprised if you see a few snowflakes, but it is not going to accumulate. The high 29. Then by Friday, 37, sunny but windy. Saturday, much better at 40. Above average Sunday. Monday feeling more like March, and Tuesday it stays mild. Wednesday the high temperature 52. The 10-day trend shows the normal high is 45. We'll finally get there by the end of the weekend. Then we go well above normal, and at the end of the month we fall again. Next Friday temperatures below average, and as March begins a week from Saturday, we're right around normal with a high temperature of 46 degrees. That's a look at your forecast. We'll be back with more news after.
And finally at 6, the Phillies celebrating Black History Month and networking with future athletic leaders.
Yeah, the team hosting a career day in collaboration with the National Center for Urban Solutions. And both say the goal is to highlight minority professionals within the sports industry. The event aiming to inspire young people all across our area, showcasing possible careers beyond athletics. Among the panelists, trailblazing employees with the Phillies who've made significant contributions to the organization. All of these experiences count, especially when you're young and you're trying to figure out what you want to do in this world.
Yeah, you need some ideas and a little push in the right direction.
Yeah.
Sure.
That does it for the Fox 29 News at 6. Thank you so much for joining us, watching us here on Fox 29, and for all of you streaming on Fox Local, on your smart TV and your smartphone.
We'll see you back here tonight at 10 o'clock.